Lee, this is about as politics as I'm going to get. If you look at that, right, and then you see how then women had to go out and they had to, help out because it was just impossible for the man to provide for his family.
Mm-hmm.
So then we did a little bit of a gender role switch there. And I have to say, I was caught up in that because I was so busy, bringing in, and let me just be honest, I was so busy bringing in the bacon that there were certain parts, and the feminine part for me went through the West Side because I couldn't do both.
Right.
And I'm not saying women out there can't do both. So what I'm saying, and then that lasted for a while, and so now I'm regaining that back. So I think we go through different roles. I was a mother, I was a wife, I was a breadwinner, and I was all these things. And so we do different roles. And we tend to I personally got lost in a couple of those roles. And it's about finding the balance.
So you've learned something from that experience.
Say that again, Lee.
I said, so you've learned something from that experience that you once lived, trying to play too many roles. Is that what you learn? And how would you do it differently today?
I would. Ooh, look at him. Is this therapy? Is this like a therapy moment?
No.
No. This is good, Lee. Listen,
I'm just trying to stimulate a little thought.
A little thought.
I think you're great. Listen, I'm paying you a compliment. I do definitely miss having conversations with you. So, how I would do things differently is I would not attempt to be so opposite to my mother. My mother was a housewife.
Okay.
My mother was a housewife. And so I never wanted to be that. I never wanted to be, and I believe the housewives do a lot of work, believe you me. And I had the opportunity to stay home, but I thought, oh no, that's way too much work for me. I'm not going to do that. So in the midst of wanting to be the opposite of my mother,
mm-hmm.
I got myself caught up in doing, being superwoman, super mom, super PTA, looking back.
So would you change today if you were involved in a relationship today? What would you change?
I would not go out of my way to be the opposite. I would concentrate more on what I want to do, not to please anybody else or not to go be at the opposite of somebody else.
Let me stop you right there real quick. So if that's what you believe, you would go do what you felt like what you believed in, what was for you. Are these young girls who are out here acting in the manner that they are they any much as wrong to the you that you would change towards? And I mean that in the sense of acting as they want to and not conforming to what society deems as what should be. They're just doing what's for them.
Right, but to what degree, though? You see, are they doing it because of themselves, or are they doing it which is to make somebody else happy, or to piss somebody else off, or to what's the true reason why they're doing what they're doing?
I think people are just doing things just to be doing it. I don't think there's a reason behind it anymore. I think people are just doing what they want to do. They think it's cute. Some people think it's they're geared that way to do it. Their mamas did it. We got a lot of young mothers now, young grandmothers, and people are just ratchet and they're just doing things they want to do, and it's just it is what it is.
But there is no foundation there, right?
There's no foundation.
Exactly. And I'm not saying my foundations were necessarily right or wrong, right? But at least I had a strong foundation.
Right.
And I wanted to go against it.
Right.
But now there isn't that.
No. Right? And it's, what it is.
I learned something.
Yeah. So. Well, it is what it is. I just pray for our youth that they learn to love themselves. I think there's a lot of self-hate out there. But it is what it is. But
it all starts with you, right?
Right.
It all starts with us.
Absolutely.
It all starts with how we feel and what picture we want to project out.
Right. Jelly, when are you coming back up?
She moved.
Oh, she
definitely,
did?
Definitely would love to connect. I'll be coming back down. I'm in the Bay Area right now.
Oh, okay.
To finish recording my the program that we have started.
Oh, okay.
One, and two, putting together a family gathering. So I'll be going there for that. And then I have actually I'll send you some information. Lee, can you give her my contact info?
Sure.
I'll
there's
get
an
it.
event coming up next week that I have tickets for, and I definitely would love for to give you the opportunity to attend. It's going to be. I keep getting all these invitations for all these events, and at this point, I just cannot make that happen. But definitely love to connect. Shoot me either a text or look me up on Facebook and see if that might be an opportunity for you.
I will too. I will. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for calling in.
My pleasure, and I will have a fabulous evening and keep up the good work, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you so much. You too. Have a good one.
Take care,
Cheers.
Chella. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to our... normally we have an email back question at this moment.
Okay.
But I have something different. So, I'm driving here today, minding my own business. Got the window down a little bit. And I stop at a light and I hear some arguing. So I hear this couple arguing and I hear the man say, but I seen you with the nigga, right? So she's like trying to explain herself and they're going back and forth. So I'm thinking to myself, well, have you seen her with the nigga? What you arguing? What are you still arguing for? What are y'all arguing for?
Yes, busted and that's it.
You busted, kick her to the curb, or either you gonna stay with her or you gonna go, right? So whatever you gonna do. So I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy, but it reminded me of a movie that I was watching with Joker one day, where this man was at work and he realized he forgot his computer with his presentation on it. So he came home for lunch.
Trapped in the closet.
He came home for lunch and he realized that there was a car in his driveway, right? And so he's like, this is kind of strange. So he walks around to the back to see like what's going on, and he sees his wife in the house with this guy. And they're like kissing and, doing whatever. And then they're like, she starts to like give him a little, how do you fellatio, head, suck his thing, whatever you want to say. So that's going down. So he's watching this and he's getting enraged, right? So he literally watched them like go through everything, have sex and everything. So he goes back to his car and gets his gun out. Comes to the back, breaks through the door, pistol whips the both of them, make them strip down completely butt naked, handcuffs them to each other, makes his wife suck his dick, ejaculate.
His or this guy?
The husband makes his wife suck his thing. Like, okay, you're going to be sucking his, you finna suck mine too. Nuts on her face and the dude's face, right? Because they're both on their knees. Then he gets bleach and poured bleach on the guy that goes in the guy's eye, which blinds him.
Oh, boy.
Right? So then he takes pins and like he's sticking pins in his wife's breast and her vagina. Then he goes and fills the tub with bleach and makes his wife sit in the bleach. Right? Now, while he's doing this, he has a glue gun. He fills it with hot glue and he pins glues to his wife's vagina.
Oh, Lord.
And then takes a nail. Hold on. And pins the nail into the guy's pee hole.
Wow.
Puts it into his pee hole. Right? So he's just like, he's like,
are you making
I need you to
no,
stop watching
this is a movie. This is a movie.
No way.
And so,
Maybe what year?
I have no idea. It's one of those movies. We're sitting there like, ew, like, oh my God, like, oh my God.
My question is, why y'all keep watching it?
Because after this point, you kind of want to see
the end,
like what's gonna happen, like
Yeah, right.
what's gonna really happen. So, basically, he leaves them there for dead, right? And so then it kind of transitions over to where how the police found him, I don't know. The police finds them, and because the movie is like, during this whole movie, it's just the torture. A bunch of just torture. So as the police come, they get them out. They're completely messed up now. They fudged up. She can't have kids. He can't have. He's blind. Everything is crazy. And then you see the man boarding a plane going out the country. Right?
Wow.
So it made me think when I seen these people arguing, and then I seen some other stuff like just people talking about side chicks and side dudes. Mm-hmm. One, was that overkill? Or was it justifiable?
That was some major revenge. I mean, dude went all the way off.
Well, would you say it's overkill? Because you've said you're going for the arteries and whatnot. So, is it overkill?
See,
he didn't kill him.
He wanted them to die, though.
I'd rather
he
just
wanted
shoot
them to
me
die.
in the head.
Yeah.
I want out.
Yeah, I mean, he literally was sticking pins, like just taking pins and sticking it in her boobs and in her vagina. And then when he took that hot gun and that glue and just, it was a nail, not even a pin, a nail, and stuck it through the man's pee hole. Like, he was enraged and he was upset. He made the wife sit in the tub of bleach, and then he was like gluing hot pins to her vagina. Like, you ain't never using this again.
That's also someone with issues, because someone who really even goes that far. I don't know about you. I'm not thinking of grabbing about no hot glue gun and nails and pins.
This was over a course of time, right? So, like I said, he left them there for dead. But they were found. I don't know how they got. I don't remember how they got found. The police did come, and as they're at the hospital, and it's like, you're done. The dude was blind. He was blind. And you see the man, the husband, he's boarding a flight and he's going out of town. I mean, he's leaving the country. So I'm like...
Well, they would eventually find him, though.
There's some place you can go out the country, they can't find you.
No, not anymore.
Yeah, you got a cell phone on you, use a credit card too much, you are tracked everywhere.
No, you can go places.
Unless...
I know somebody had to leave the country and they left and they didn't get found.
Or they had the right hookup. They must have been flying under an assumed name. Otherwise,
actually, they left under their name, but they left before people were going to be looking for them to leave.
Yeah.
So they got away just in a nick of time. So, justifiable, overkill.
Overkill,
Mr. Lee?
I would never do anything like that. So, yeah, I got to say that's overkill. I mean, at some point in time, I mean, that's like, that's out there. So, I think I would just walk away and say, see ya. I'm out.
Here's the thing. I've been seeing a lot
I think the fact that he stayed there and watched it, because he kind of wanted to feed off his anger at that point.
Well,
but keep in mind, folks, that was only a movie.
But people be doing crazy stuff. Here's the thing. And I see this all the time. People talking about side chicks and side dudes and what to do and what not to do. If you need a side chick or a side dude, you don't need your main chick or your main dude. For me, as much as let's just use me for an example. As much as I love Joker, if he has to have a side chick, leave me alone. I don't need you, because I'm not gonna be a part of a 3-piece. I believe in a 2-piece only. So I'm not gonna accept from anybody what I wouldn't throw out there.
What about polygamy turns you off?
What?
Polygamy, having multiple partners. That's what it's called. What about having polygamy turns you? What about polygamy turns you off?
What do you mean?
You say it's not for you. You don't want to be involved in a 3-piece, but why?
I don't believe in that. I believe in if you're gonna be with somebody, be with that person. I've never been a person to cheat. I've never been one to cheat on and have multiple partners. I've never been with the man and had a man in my life and then slept around with somebody else. I never have.
But why?
Because I don't believe in it. I think it's nasty. I think it's trifling. I think it hurts people, because I think that if you want, for anybody who wants to have multiple partners, stay single. Don't have somebody in your life that you calling your woman, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your man, or whatever, your husband, your wife. Don't have that. You have the right to be
there
single.
are multiple. There are cultures where men and women have multiple. Okay,
but that's not our culture. So I'm talking about our culture right now. It's not a part of our culture, and I think
pop culture. It is.
If you want to have multiple partners, stay single. Why would you want to have somebody in your life that you want to say you love and they love you and you guys are trying to build something and then you out sleeping around or being with somebody else? Why?
Maybe they have equal affection for their multiple partners.
Okay, well then just have multiple partners, or give that person that you with, say, look, I care about you, but I kind of want to have two guys in my life. I want to see another guy too, or I want to see another woman, or whatever the situation may be. Don't have them people in your life and making them think they're the only one and they're not. That's what I'm saying.
No, definitely having like affairs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, having affairs definitely is a big no.
I'm saying do not be in a committed relationship and saying it's just me and you, but realistically you out there doing your thing. Don't do that, because you're going to hurt somebody. And trust me, what goes around comes around. So when you do decide, oh, I'm going to settle down, that one you settle down, she can possibly or he can possibly do it to you. And I know a gang of women who are out there with the side dudes and they jump, to me, it's just the most disgusting thing. I will never have respect for you. To me, you will be grimy and trash and nasty and dirty, and I don't want nothing to do with you or your life. It's just nasty and grimy. Nasty. I wouldn't do it to you, so I'm not going to do it to somebody. I don't need them doing it to me, because let me tell you, there's just too much out there. Yeah, there's too many men and too many women that want somebody in their life that's down for them, that they don't need. They won't cheat on you, or they won't have to have multiple partners for a woman or a man to be with somebody who's going to treat them dirty. Just leave me alone. Just leave them alone. Just leave him alone. Don't cheat on your partner. I know a lot of guys that are hurt because their women are cheating on them.
No, I agree.
And you're hurting people. Why hurt somebody?
I agree with you. I do want to flip one of the phrases you just said. You said, what goes around comes around. Do you feel that's always true, whether it's good or bad, personally?
Well, maybe not always. I do think that when you have somebody in your life, or somebody, whatever the situation may be, it doesn't have to be relationships, but when you're dealing with somebody on an up and up, and you're being just with them, and and they just treat you bad, I do believe it can come back around on you, because you can't just go around treating people bad.
Do you believe in generational karma that might not affect you but might affect?
Yep. And I pray every day that the things that I have did in my life, because I'm not perfect, but I try to treat people wrong, but I pray that it does not come back on my children. Because I used to be a motherfucker when I was younger. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I just bring that to say, because I feel like kind of like you put out so much good energy, but you feel the bad a whole lot more than you ever will feel, I guess, the good per se.
Yeah. Well, that's because we're always, we deal with the bad, we see the bad, and we acknowledge the bad. Very rarely do people acknowledge the good. Just like, you can be doing something and you can treat people good, and you can do just like what I was saying about me earlier and the stuff that I'm going through. I'm good to people. I treat people good. And not that anyone needs a pat on the back or I need acknowledgement, but it doesn't get acknowledged. But as soon as you do one thing that's bad, all hell breaks loose. People acknowledge the bad always over the good. Always.
Also, with that being said, do you feel like sometimes good people tend to get themselves caught up in karma for others who might have done some wrong?
Yeah, I mean, things happen in life. Unfortunately, nobody's perfect. We all have done things in our lives that we probably regret that we've done or wish that we have never done. It is what it is. But for the most part, it's like I try to be really cautious of what I do and how I treat people. I treat people how I want to be treated. So I'm the first person that's going to be down for you or have your back or do whatever. I look after my family. I do everything. I don't feel like I always get that back. Right. Now, with that being said, the first thing I think about when I want to do something back to someone out of revenge or something like that, I think about how would I feel they did it to me. Right? Because you don't want it to come back to you. That's a part of karma. You don't want it to come back around to you.
Right.
So I usually think about that, and it usually stops me. There's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do between today and yesterday and last night and today that because I just was dealing with a lot, that I was like, I'm going to do this. But I'm like, you know what? One, it's not who I am. And karma. There's a lot of stuff that I should have said today that actually needed to be said. But I didn't. Why? Because you still have to treat people with respect. There's a way you can do it. And you don't want somebody to come back. And again, it could be my children. It could be anybody. It could be it could be anybody. So you have to watch how you treat people and what happens. So you got to be careful with karma. And I'm scared of karma. Like I said, I was a motherfucker when I was younger. And I pray every day that those things don't come back on me.
I dated Karma, so I know all about her. She's a bad girl.
Bad girl.
Yeah, Karma, you don't want to mess with.
This guy is a man scorned, though. And nothing is worse than a person scorned. Because apparently this has either happened before, or there are people out here that are constantly being treated bad, constantly being cheated on, constantly being disrespected, constantly being hurt on an over and over and over again basis. And that's the person that eventually, when they strike back with a vengeance.
I really feel like that's because of how people tell us how we should deal with our emotions instead of, properly just addressing them. Like, I think people withhold like a lot of that back. And like, I'm not sure, like, in this particular situation, what drove him to that. Like, if he had like suspicions before, because just to go out, like I said, it takes a lot for one to sit and watch someone have sex with your spouse and to then grab your gun, walk back. And he didn't even shoot him. He pistol whipped him. So he didn't even have to go to his car and get his gun. He could have socked him up, grabbed a knife or whatever. I really think that story and that gentleman was kind of twisted in that sense.
Well, I mean, again, it's TV, but I'm sure there are people who have done things probably close to that.
True.
Because I'm gonna tell you now, here's the problem. If you are dedicated and faithful and loyal and having your spouse's back, whether it be your boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever the situation may be, and you see some stuff like that, that's painful. Or you hear some stuff like that, that's painful. Nobody wants to be hurt.
Right.
Nobody wants to be taken to food. I'm probably going to kill somebody. Because I'm very, very, I'm always about, I don't cheat. I don't, for me, I'm going to tell you how, for me, when I started dating Joker and I was like, okay, we're going to do this, I took every number of anybody, if people I hadn't even talked to in years, still took their number out of my phone. Took all the numbers out. So, because I started off with doing this right, and I never did that before. But with him, I'm like, I'm gonna do this right. I took all the numbers out my phone, any text messages. It was some text messages in my phone that was like from 2-3 years ago. All that stuff I took out my phone. Because I'm like, I'm loyal. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. I'm going to make sure I treat him right. I'm going to make sure I treat him like the king he is. I'm going to do everything right.
Is that sense of loyalty or insecurity, though?
No, that's loyalty. How is that insecurity?
Does his past matter to you?
No.
then why
he didn't tell me to do it.
No, but look, this is what I'm getting at. You said you wanted to do these things to prove and show that you are loyal.
No, I just, not to prove to him. I did it because I'm starting off on the right track. I don't need no guy's numbers in my phone. How's that insecurity? Why do I need old numbers in my phone? I just took out all numbers out my phone. He doesn't go through my phone.
It's because you said you wanted to do it for the basis of loyalty while I'm asking this question. Now you just said, I just decided to get rid of some numbers in my phone.
Because I'm loyal. I'm loyal because I am loyal. So I'm like, you know what? This time, because we discussed how we were going to do this and what we wanted, we both was on the same page. So I'm like going through my phone. I'm like, I don't need this number in here. Why need this number? I took him out. I just took him out. He didn't ask me. He might not even know I did that. I just took him out.
Is it important to you?
It seems
that
like
he would do the same. No,
I didn't do it for, and I don't do anything in expecting someone else to do it. Whatever I do for me.
So why were you compelled to do it?
That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't really see the.
Yeah.
I just did it. There's not a reason why. There wasn't necessarily a reason behind me doing it. I just happened to be going through my phone and I see numbers of guys in there, and I'm like, I haven't talked to this person in 2 years. Why is this number in my phone? So I just started taking numbers out. I just took them out.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's no reason. I never even told him, so it wasn't like I expected him to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I just took him out.
I understand what you're getting at. It's also the simple basis of...
You think too much. He does. It's got to be a reason. There has to be a logical reason why you did it. There was no reason why I did it. We had just started talking. I was going through my phone. I was like, I'm
creating media content.
I guess, but there was no reason. Like, I never told him, I'm going through my phone, taking my numbers out. You got to take yours out. Nothing like that. I just did it because that's what I chose to do. I didn't need the numbers in there no more.
House cleaning.
This house cleaning.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I'm more caught up on the loyalty part because that's the last thing she said. She said
I just believe. You know what? I use that. I throw that word around all the time. Loyalty, because I believe in it. I believe in being loyal.
Could it be that?
I think it was a deep inner fear.
This is
fear. How is it for me?
Not more of a fear, but more of a like. I don't want to be. Like tempted or anything. Cause what's stopping that person from hitting you back up and then their number popping back?
That's right.
Back into your phone.
No. You know what? It's not a thing about being tempted because prior to that, I was in a relationship for 9 years. But during that relationship, during the last 5 years of that relationship, there was issues based on some things that he did. Not to me, just trouble he got in. So during that time, knowing that I was never going to see him again, I had met some people and, got, numbers or whatever, and never went out really with anybody, did anything, but those numbers was in my phone. So I thought when I started this relationship, I'm not going to talk to these people.
Well, could it be that, Joker was such a major impression to you that you wanted to, internally, for you to cleanse that stuff away because you were so impressed with him, or
I was very impressed with him. The way we talked, we built this friendship, this foundation. We both was looking for the same things, and so I just thought, and it just happened to be going through my phone one day, and I ran across a text message from a crazy dude that had texted me about a year ago, and I was reading the text message, and he was like psycho. Crazy. You know who I'm talking about. Like really crazy.
I had to think about it for a second.
Like seriously stalker like crazy.
Yeah.
And so I was reading that text message, happened to just go back and read it, had to block him. And I thought if I'm going to block him, I might as well take his number out my phone.
Yeah, no question.
Right? So as I'm going through I was actually looking for a text that my brother has sent me from his old number. He wanted me to find a number that he used to have. And so I'm going through my phone this day, and I'm like going through it, and I come across that crazy text. And I'm like, why am I blocking him? I can take him out my phone. So I took his number out. So as I'm scrolling down, I go across another number. I don't need this number. I just took, and so it was just as it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
I thought of it. I just started taking the numbers out, deleting the text messages. I don't need them.
So when you block a number and then you delete that number from your phone, is it still blocked?
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it?
It's just not saving your contacts anymore.
Okay.
So if you just delete a number, they can call you back or text you. You just won't know who it is, especially if you have like the text. Deleted. But if you block the number, they can't contact you.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to block
Okay.
him because he knows. He was
Is it a lunatic?
If you're still listening, the goons are still on deck whenever you want
it got to the point where they was like wanting to ride out there and just people. Yeah, he was just really,
Straighten it
really.
out.
Yeah, he was a stalker, and I'm like, man, I must have had a hell of a smile or something like this. Yeah, he was crazy. So I just started deleting stuff out. Deleting, and so I just started going down as I'm looking, deleting out text. I have text messages from like 5 years. Like what? Just delete them out. Old, old stuff. Just delete them out. So I just deleted everything out. So my phone is like, I have
Clean.
it's clean. Now again, I have not had anyone call me. Really, I haven't had anyone really call me, like, hey, what's up or nothing like that. So I've been cool. So but I think about that, like, oh, they like she said, they could still call you. They still have my number, but
Right.
Hey, big head.
yeah, but who else they gonna say to me? Yeah,
Long time no see. Where you been hiding at?
no, I don't answer numbers I don't know.
But that's
Fucking
going to
money
happen.
calling.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Somebody from the past is going to pop back up. And you just got to, deal with it.
Oh, I have no
appropriately.
problem. I'll tell
Yeah.
people in a minute. Like, you know how you go somewhere, you go to the store. Hey, I ain't seen you in years. What's up, girl? You single? No, I'm married. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm married. I have nothing to hide, nothing to lie about, nothing, nothing. So, and I have people that it's so funny. I have people on my Facebook to be like, you must really like this dude because you have never, like I said, my ex, I was with him for 9 years. Nobody knows what he looks like. Have you ever seen him?
I think I've seen like a picture like once or twice.
Nobody knows what he looks like though. Never showed him. Never put his picture out there. Never.
Why?
Nothing. I've always been private.
That's low key how it should be. I was thinking the other day. I was like, why do people feel the inclination to post pictures now? And I kind of came down to the simple thought of, I want people to see it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but it's like, why do I want people to see it? Because I want to gain attention. Why I want to gain attention? Because I want people just to recognize that this is what's connected with me. That's basically what it comes down to.
Is that a sign of respect, or are you just being bodacious?
I think it's up to you if you want to put. I've never did it. There wasn't no reason because, like, again, I never was one to cheat. So if I'm with you, I'm with you. I just never put my business out there. Recently, like with Joker, it's like we take pictures. We don't have a problem. I'll put the picture up there. I don't have a problem with it. If you hiding stuff from me, if you on social media, I don't have nothing to hide. I'm gonna put up a picture or put it up. I have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? Nothing at all to hide. I don't need to hide. And I don't know how it just came about. But my good friend Rochelle, she called me when I was in jail. And she was talking to him, and she said, she was like, brother, I don't know what you got over there, but my sister, I've been knowing her almost her whole life. She ain't never put nobody's picture up. Never. Ain't nobody ever seen nobody, nothing.
Joker put the whammy out there.
But if you have nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide.
Well,
I don't think
the guy that you were with for 9 years, you never put him out there. He must have been butt ugly.
No. No, I just never put him out there. I just never.
I think pictures used to have more of like of a sentimental value.
Yeah.
I think they've lost that. It's more so of an attention gainer now. It's more so.
I don't do it for attention. I'm
not saying you in general, but I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just in the general consensus. The reason why people post pictures now is mainly just to attract attention to something. It's never for the simple of
Do you think people have gone crazy with these selfies? And
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's over the top.
Yeah. It used to, and for a minute, you put, like the throwback Thursday. Sometimes I'll post a picture up or whatever, but I'm kind of like over it. I don't need to put up, because I don't take good pictures. I hate the way I look on pictures. So
yeah, I can't photograph myself very well.
I'm just like, you know what? Why put a picture up? My man knows what I look like. So, because at the end of the day, I have put pictures up, and then you have people who put up disrespectful things. Mm-hmm. And then I have to go in there and say, hey, you know what? I'm married. Don't be doing that, or delete it off. And it's like, why even bring this disrespect? Because I never want someone to say something that's disrespectful that he can see, and then be disrespectful to him. So, and we sometimes do these things not knowing until after the fact. I put up a picture, and then somebody will say, something disrespectful, so I have to go in there and delete it out. And it's like, why put the picture up there? It's only causing trouble.
Yeah, I think if you take a picture of yourself or someone else or whatever, and you don't think about the repercussions or the comments or how that picture will be perceived by some people, then it's probably not a good idea to put it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And, and like I said.
But you have a right to do it,
And you do it, sometimes I'll just, like, I'm going to put this picture up, it's Throwback Thursday, and put this picture up. And then, like, for example, a couple of months ago, I put up a throwback picture, and a guy tagged himself in my picture. Like, and how you tag somebody, it was like that I was with him. Right. Like, and I'm like, I had no idea who he was. And I'm like, is you crazy? So I was trying, I can't go in and delete it out. So I had to hit him up. I'm like, dude, I am married. You have to take your name off how you going to tag yourself in my picture? You don't even know me. So I think it was Biggie Beast who was like, oh, because he want people to think he know you. He, like, no. So he was like, dang, I'm sorry. You ain't got to get out. That's the hell I do, nigga. Take your damn name off my picture. I don't know you.
He's probably just trying to get some of your followers to come to his page for whatever reason.
Well, don't be tagging yourself in my pictures.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I get tagged and stuff, and I'm going, what the hell is this? But there is another Lee Michaels, actually a couple of them out there. So I think sometimes they use the name.
There's some imposters out there?
Yeah, man, some knockoffs.
Some knockouts? Some imposters?
Yeah, yeah, they biting.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I do say this. I think if you're in a relationship and you say you're in a committed relationship and you care about the person and whatever, it's a respect thing. You don't need side dudes. These women be having these side dudes, and these women be wanting people to, with money and all that. I don't care about them things. I'm not a gold digger. I don't have a problem if the person I marry and I'm in love with, if we have to just struggle day to day, I'm gonna struggle with him because I believe in love. Money and all that, we all want it. But at the end of the day, you can get money, it can go away. You know what I'm saying? You can get a gang of money. Look at Mike Tyson. It can go away. But if you have somebody who truly loves you and down in your corner,
Wait,
loves
Mike ain't got money?
I mean, he had a gang of money and he lost it all. But you got somebody who truly loves you. He may not be broke right now, but when he first came out, of jail and boxing, he was broke.
The thing about it, whenever you reach a certain financial status, especially in the game of boxing, any sports, if you don't invest that money properly, when the income stops, you're not out there making 10, 15, 20, 30, $100 million per fight or whatever. Eventually, that money is going to run out. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't surprise me to hear, athletes and performers and what have you, entertainers, end up being broke because if that money just doesn't, it dries up.
And the sad thing about it is when they go broke, how many women leave them?
Well, that's true too.
So
it was all about the good time.
If you want somebody in your corner through the good and bad.
That's right.
And you would want them when you're bad. So when you do get good, they're there for you. They deserve to enjoy the good with you.
Yeah.
Because they struggled with me during the bad. So that's just how I look at life. But
Mike blew $300 million.
Yeah, he went through it. He went through it.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'll say this:
if there's no,
he could have went hammer. He didn't go hammer. He didn't go all the way broke.
Yeah. I mean, if there's no income coming in, I don't care how much you got. You can have $1 billion. You will eventually spend it all. I know people that have, earned 40, 50, $100 million, and they don't have it anymore. And that lifestyle changes. They have to downsize, get rid of the big house and all the Klingons and the staff that helps run the house. Because if you don't invest, if you make $100 million on a fight, let's say you're a boxer, after you pay your taxes and all the other things that you have to pay, your agent and whoever, at the end of the day, out of $100 million, you might end up with half that. So you got $50 million. And then you just start partying, having a good time and buying houses and cars and flying around the world and having a good time and taking care of your family members. You can go through $50 million in no time.
Right.
But if you don't take at least half of that and invest it in something that's going to generate new income, that $50 million will be gone sooner or later.
Very true.
If you don't have that residual income replacing some of those expenditures, you will end up broke.
Absolutely. So be careful. Spend your money wisely. Invest.
And pick the right financial advisor, because there's a bunch of crooks in there too.
Okay, I have
dogs.
Just throw it out there question. I got a tweet from a guy at One Bad Boy. HC Crew, why do so many idiots email y'all about all their dumb relationship problems? It's obvious these folks shouldn't be together. You should tell them all to jump off a bridge.
If we told them to jump off a bridge, we wouldn't have listeners, so no.
Well, I mean, I think...
Lisa, the ones that don't have problems still be there.
Yeah.
Well. I don't know. I mean, we get people who email us and say things to us and have problems and, people need advice. And
some of y'all got problems.
But see, everybody has a problem or two, There's no perfect world. And we assume often that everybody is on the same level of understanding, passion, compassion, to be able to filter and receive whatever comes at them. Because when you started the show today, you were talking about some of your frustrations, but that's normal. That's a normal thing in life. Everybody goes through these family issues. People have certain expectations of you. They're very needy. They rely on you. They come to you with a handout. And one of the things that I've learned, you have to learn to be able to say no. I can't help you this time.
Right.
What I can do is give you some advice. Okay, number one, stop coming to me with your hand out when you are fully capable of going out earning some money.
Right.
Get off your butt, go get some yourself. Stop relying on me and other people. And I believe that as long as we continue to feed into that and give, why do they need to go out and be self-sustaining? They don't have to, because they know they can come to you and get it.
Yeah.
So you got to stop. You got to cut that string.
Yeah.
You got to.
Well,
even with family, your kids, your close dysfunctional family members.
And there's so many people you need to be cut loose.
Because as soon as you become broke, no liquidity, guess what? They will stop coming to you. Mm-hmm. So why let somebody else break you down and you can't take care of yourself? They are not going to need you anymore if you say, look, I'm broke. I'm getting ready to get put out of my house. I lost my car because I gave you all I had.
Or I'm doing so much for you, I can't do for myself.
I'm sorry, Auntie, honey, but let me call Uncle Bill.
Or you're accused of taking from people.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that right now. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But we tend to help people because we're nosy. So we just be like, okay, well, let's see what somebody else is going through. And they going, sometimes, you listen to what somebody else is going through, you think, dang, it ain't that bad for me.
Yeah.
Because
Yep, I've started in that movie.
If that was the case, though, we should be thinking that a lot because, especially,
especially with the one last week. Was it the last week when the lady, they filmed her fiance getting it in the dumpster with the little boy?
Yeah.
That has to be horrible.
No, that's beyond.
That has to be super, super horrible.
I forgot about that.
Did you really?
Yes.
Well, let me remind you.
I blocked it out.
You want me to remind you? She caught her fiance in the dumpster, getting it in. And here's the thing. Okay, not trying to go back to that, but they got caught in the dumpster, right? So they're doing their thing, and it's a man and another dude. So when they got through, there wasn't no nasty stuff on their private parts. They just put up their pants and kept going.
Mm-hmm. They're nasty. They're garbage.
Mr. Lisa, they're nasty.
They're just straight up nasty. Anytime you're going to have a sexual relationship in a garbage can, you garbage yourself. You have no respect for yourself and your partner. You're garbage. No other way of looking at that.
Just nasty.
Just nasty.
I don't know.
Boy, you nasty.
Just horrible.
Horrible. And nothing good about you.
I thought about that after the fact. I'm like, did we discuss the fact that they just pulled their nasty little pants up and kept going?
Yep. Sure
no
did.
washing off, just up in the dumpster, just getting busy.
Yep.
Horrible.
That's low life.
It is. It's more than low life. But we encourage people to email us here in the closet. We like to sit back and talk and gossip and talk about what's going on with in y'all's lives. If we can help you, we do. We choose to help you. If we can't, then we don't. You know what I'm saying? We try to offer a little bit of advice and encouragement, or we tell you stupid and you shouldn't be emailing us that bull crap. How about that?
Like that.
Makes sense to me.
Makes sense to me. You know what would have been really cool? If I could have just got like one of the guys from the Mayweather team to like call in and talk. Oh no! How did I forget to talk about this?
I don't know. Tell us.
Let me tell you. So the other day, so the fight was Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must have been Wednesday, Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. I call up to the Mayweather. I wanted to get to talk to someone in the gym, but I don't think the gym has an actual. It may do, but I don't think they give it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I called the actual number, and I got somebody in the office. So I said, I'm trying to get in contact with Mr. Otis. He's one of the trainers over at the Mayweather gym. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, we can get a message over to him. I gave him my number. Waited an hour. They didn't call back. Call back again. I just kept calling back till finally she gave me somebody in the office. And so I was talking to him, and I said, hey, I've been up to the gym twice. I got a boxer I'm bringing up there. They really want to see him. His bio's in the office in the gym, so on and so forth. I said, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out if they will prorate the fees, because if he can't come the full month, because it's like $75 a month, if they will prorate the fees. And so the guy's just talking to me, just like,
$75
a month for the gym membership.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so he was like talking to me, and I was like, so if he doesn't come the whole month, I don't want to, if we cannot have to pay the whole 75, that would be cool. Whatever. So we end up talking. He's all telling me, I'm telling him about my boxer, like he's this, he's that, whatever. And so he said, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give you 2 days. I'm gonna give you 2 days. If I hear or I like what we like what we see in them 2 days, I'll comp to 75. If I feel like we need some work done or something like that, then we'll see if we can prorate it so you don't have to pay the whole 75. But we'll work with you.
There you go.
Right? So we're talking. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm outside my grandmother's house, and there's some people next door, and they overhear me. So they say, one of the guys say, who would what's going on? You talking to whatever? And I'm like, yeah. I told him the whole story. He said, well, my boy is one of the promoters for Devin the Dream. the little youngster that was up in the gym that day on that Friday we went. And he's like he's already had a couple of pro fights. He's won all 4. He's on the money team.
Right.
So he said, why you didn't, I didn't know you was getting into boxing, whatever. He said, my boy, this is boy. Like, we going to the fights this weekend. I'm like, really? I'm like, dang, okay. So one thing led to another. He said, let me see what I can do. Already a long story, but long story short, and I called up there Saturday night. We had 2 VIP tickets to the fights for me and Joker.
Really? Mm-hmm. And you didn't go?
We couldn't go. And I was trying to see if I can I didn't know when he put the tickets on Will Call, because it was on Will Call.
Okay.
But I was trying to get, because my cousin Keith and his wife live in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I thought, if we can't, I knew I wasn't going to go. And I knew for sure Joker couldn't come out here. But like, maybe they can go and do some networking. It's a good place to go, just networking.
Sure.
But
couldn't make it happen.
We could, and the guy was like, they really frown because it's like, are you trying to get tickets for you or somebody else?
Yeah.
Saying somebody doing you a favor. And then after talking to Joker, he was like, don't push it. Call the guy and tell him we can't go. Right. You don't want him to think that we trying to whatever.
Hustle some tickets.
Right. So I did. I was like, we absolutely will not be able to make it, but I appreciate it. Right. But he already had put the tickets on Will Call. So after he was like, no problem. No problem. Don't, it's just tickets. Yeah. And they explained to me, promoters get all these tickets. Mm-hmm.
They have some comps.
They have comps and stuff, and they get all these tickets. And so, it's not like he lost money.
Yeah.
But it's still a contact that you want to hold on to.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's a good relationship. Mm-hmm. I bet that fight didn't sell out. And in view of the hurricane, all the people down in Texas that were
supposed to come.
Yeah, supposed to come, but didn't watch it on TV, so they didn't buy the pay-per-view. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got 8 million people that are affected down there just in Texas, not counting Louisiana. Mm-hmm. A lot of boxing fans in that area.
Yeah, and speaking of the Texas... Mm-hmm. Did you hear about Joel Osteen? Do you know who?
Yeah. I heard he opened up his doors for his church.
He opened up his doors. He said it was flooded.
Yeah,
they showed pictures.
He's so it wasn't. To hell.
Because some people showed pictures and said that it was flooded.
It's a video. Somebody was at his church in a video talking about, it's flooded or whatever, but he went up there was no water nowhere.
Because there was a guy out there and he said it was flooded, and they showed where it was flooded at on the side. And supposedly that's why, they was trying to get rid of that before they let people in.
Yeah, I think he succumbed to the outpour of people. Now, what about the other guy down there that's got the mega church, the brother, Potter's house?
T.D. Jakes?
Yeah. Did he open up his doors?
He better.
I'm just saying. People criticizing Osteen, but what about T.D.? What's up, T.D.? What you doing? Yeah.
Robbing folk.
It said Osteen made $40 million last year.
He made how much?
$40 million.
Osteen?
Yeah.
No tax. We can start a church right here. Mm-hmm. The Church of Honey's Closet. Taking donations.
Lord, forgive her. She knows not what she says.
I'm saying.
Lord knows a little comedy.
Let me move on to the other side.
No, the Lord knows a little comedy. He knows I'm just making a little funny.
Make sure that lightning bolt hits you in your head. Not mine.
He knows I'm just being funny and silly.
Yeah, no.
But I'm just saying, people, you can't open up a church anywhere probably now and start. You ain't got to pay taxes.
And more importantly, these mega churches like this, many of your, members might be in harm's way. How are you going to turn them down when they come in and fill the plate up every week? Come on now.
Well, you know what? I have a problem with these churches asking for all this money. Mm-hmm. Because I believe you can pay your tithes in so many ways. You can give to the homeless. You can give back to someone. You can volunteer somewhere. Because if you're paying your tithes to God. I believe in giving money to my church. I don't give all of my percentage to the church. Like, I may feed the homeless. I may go out and do this. I may do that, whatever. Help other organizations. And I believe that's a way of giving back and paying your tithes, because you're helping somebody else and you're helping God's children, especially the homeless and people who are less fortunate.
Right.
So you giving your money to the pastor and he riding around in Rolls Royces and we hungry. Because it ain't going to God.
Yeah, I have a real problem with that.
So
serious problem.
When you see him on TV and he's like, you want to sow the seed, send the money now, send $100, and we would no. God is gonna bless you regardless if you give money. God is gonna bless you. So I have to, in order for me to get a blessing from you, I have to send you money. I don't believe in that.
No, it's not right. It's not
what
it's
right.
all about.
But it is. But that's just how a lot of these people make their money, and they don't have to pay taxes, and they mega rich, and we sitting here trying to figure out giving them 10% or whatever it is that you need to pay your tithes to, and then we broke. We can't pay our rent. We can't do this. We can't do that.
I don't like to speak on churches too much. I don't support them.
Well, I believe in going to church. I don't go every Sunday, but I do believe in going to church.
I believe in knowing your word. I don't believe that church is always a place of holiness. There's a lot of wickedness that lies in human hearts. So wherever a human may be, wickedness is sure to follow, as we are all sinners.
Well, there's wicked everywhere. There's definitely wicked. There's definitely wicked everywhere, and when you go to church, you don't go to church to for people. Or for men, you go to church just to fellowship with others and hear the word. And when you hear the word, I don't ever look at my pastor like he's perfect. He's the best thing. He says the word. He preached the word real good. Now I'm gonna go on, take what he said, and I'm gonna use it into my everyday life and do what I have to do. But that's just how some people follow man and follow my pastor's the best pastor. No, everybody falls short. Everybody, even the best of best, the Joel Osteens and the T.D. Jakes, everybody falls short. Nobody's perfect. So, I don't follow man.
Understandable.
I just believe that they're human just like me. So it's gonna, whatever. What do you think about Kim Kardashian's? They're donating $500,000 to the Hurricane Harvey relief efforts in Houston. The Rock donates $25,000 to the Houston relief.
Tax write-off.
I guess so. Well, I think that everybody should do something, even if we send $10 over there, whatever you can send to help. There's a lot of people over there that are, they're struggling, that are lost their house. There's a lady who they lost their house and she had a baby the next day. They haven't, so there's stories on the news. Somebody gonna donate something to them, but anyways. We're going to stay prayed up for the people in Texas and, of course, the people that are about to be hit in Louisiana.
Being hit now.
Praying for them. Please keep everybody in prayer. Please keep me. I'm just asking. Please, I'm just going through a lot right now. Please keep me in prayer. But pray for everybody on a daily basis. And once everybody starts making it a habit of praying for everybody, I think the hate that we see in the world can sometimes possibly be turned around, even if it starts with us.
Well, there's a lot of love being shared and given down in Texas and Louisiana, people helping each other. What I pray for and hope for, that this is not just short term, because people are in dire need, animals, people losing their, properties. My daughter is being affected because the house that she has down in Texas is flooded. Last time we checked, it was approaching 3 feet of water in the house.
Oh my gosh!
And the rain ain't over. So it may go a lot higher.
Some of these houses are completely under. I want to add for anyone. I saw this article. I'm not sure how valid it is, but apparently starting the 1st of September, there's a new law going into place that involves insurance claims with natural disasters. So I recommend anyone who is affected by this to quickly look into it as best as you can. I know that it's a stressful situation, but to make sure that you keep yourself secured, it's best that this is addressed.
And most people don't have flood insurance.
Right.
Like a lot of people don't have earthquake insurance.
Right. So, well,
it's expensive, but some things you just got to have, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm praying for everyone. I'm praying for your daughter and family.
Thank you.
I'm praying for everyone out there. Remember, always stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Until next week, this is Honey's Closet. We out.
Make money, money, money. Honey. Make money, money, money. Honey Clouds. Honey Clouds. Honey Clouds. Honey Clouds. Honey Clouds. Mar. Yeah. Oh, what's the trending topic? Who got the ears to the gossip? Which radio station is the hottest? And if it's sweet like honey, then I got it. If you don't tune in, then you're wrong. Honey Clouds know what's really going on. So tell me something good, tell me something good. You better turn up the volume in every hood. Which clubs really poppin'? Who clothesline rockin'? Which show should I be watching?